Welcome to Scripting for Linguists. In this episode, I would like to answer this question. When creating a frequency list of words in many small files, is it quicker to, 1, read in the entire text of each file with the .read method on the file handle object, or 2, loop over the lines of each file with, for example, a for loop over the file handle object? And for that purpose, I'm using this corpus here, the Spotify podcast dataset, which consists of over 100,000 episodes in English and Portuguese and over 100,000 hours of audio and over 1 billion transcribed words. Okay, so that's what I'm using. And so I'm only actually going to use about a third of that corpus, so that data set. Here I have directories 0, 1, 2, and 3. There it goes up to 7, directory 7. I only have these first 3 just to kind of make this more manageable. But it comes in, they come in JSON format, file format. I've already written a Python script to take out the transcript and save each transcript into a TXT file. And so if we just look at one of these, you can see here, that's what I have here. You have different lines here. Here's one line, another line. I just simply grabbed what was marked as transcript in the JSON file and put it into its own separate line. We can see that even clearer. If we come over here and look at one of these sample files, you can see the line numbers there on the left-hand side of each line there. So each file is not very big. So we just look at some of these. This one here, what is 44 kilobytes, where I'm circling with my cursor on the right side of my screen. Let's just jump down to some others. This one is 74 kilobytes. Let's jump down here, kind of randomly spot check the size of some of these. This is 57 kilobytes there. Let's jump over here. One last spot check here, 76 kilobytes. So there aren't many, they're not large in size, each file, but there are many. There are almost 40,000 text files in this corpus. So again, the question is, if you have many small files, is it quicker to read in the entire text of each file or to loop over the lines of the file? And to that end, I wrote a Python script here. Pretty simple script. Here's a helper function that takes in a dictionary and a list of words and just puts the words into the dictionary and returns out the dictionary from the function. Here's the main event. Here's the main function. I have an empty dictionary there. I have a counter. I'm looping over all the directories and getting all the files out of those directories that end in TXT. And I'm keeping track of the number of files we've seen so we can just have a progress report on how it's going. Here I open up a file connection to the current file, save it as that variable name. And then here's option 1. The option is to read in all the text as a single string and then uppercase it immediately, and then extract out the words on my line 26, and then populate the dictionary with that helper function above. And then let me know how many files it saw and then return the dictionary out. And I'm going to do 10 trials. I'm going to have to do it 10 times, and we're going to get the mean and median times among those 10 trials. I'm also having it print out the first 10 words and their frequencies just so I can see that it's working and getting the same results each time, as well as the number of word types or unique words. Okay, so let's let this go. Ready, set, go. This should take some time, a couple minutes, probably about 50 seconds, give or take, on each iteration. So we'll let this go. Okay, it's finished. And just real quick, let's just spot check that we got the same results every time. I assume we did. On iteration 9, we got, 1.6 million times right there. Right. Yeah, I'm assuming we got the exact same results every time. Almost 40,000 files. It went through 242,000 different word types. And the tokens, I think I measured it once, it was at like almost 300 million word tokens. That is words, but 242,000 unique words or word types. So let's jump down here and look at the results. So these are the actual times in seconds that it took for each iteration to run. So the first iteration took 55 seconds. Second one took almost 61 seconds, etc. Here are the times for the 10 iterations. So the mean is 57.8, and the median is 57.3. We'll round up. So let's just grab that info and put it over here. 57.8 on the mean of that, and 57.3 if we round up on that. Let's double check my numbers real quick. 57.8, 57.3, median. Yeah. Okay. So that's the first way of doing it is reading in or slurping in. Some people use the term slurping in the whole text from a file before working on frequencies. The next approach is to loop over each line. So let's try that approach. So let's come back over to our script, and we're going to comment out option 1, and we're going to uncomment out option 2. Again, we're going to loop over the infile object. So I called the infile here the file handle object, and we're going to loop over that. So we're looping over line by line, and then we're going to uppercase each line, and then extract out the words with that same regex that we had above, and then throw it into the helper function to populate the dictionary. And we'll see how it goes. We'll look at the time. We'll also double check that it's getting the exact same results with frequencies, number of files, number of word types as well. So let me save our work. And here we go. Ready, set, go. All right, so it's finished here. And what do we see here? Well, just to double check this, the numbers are the same. Yeah, 1.6 million for yeah, 1.2 million for I'm. Yeah, these look like the same numbers we got in the previous, with the previous option of reading the whole text at once. The main take-home message is right down here, the times. Here are the times for the 10 iterations in seconds. There's the mean time and the median time. So if we put this into a spreadsheet, what do we see here? We see that, well, the dot read is slightly quicker, just barely quicker than going 4 line in the file handle variable name. So, and there's not a whole lot here. In fact, I'm just going to take off this conditional formatting. Basically the same, slightly quicker with a dot read. So to answer this question, when creating a frequency list of words in many small files, it is slightly quicker, but not much to use the dot read, at least with these, with the data I have. I have about 40,000 files. Each file is not big, less than 100 kilobytes. I think the largest kind of spot checking was 70 something kilobytes, down to a lot lower than that. So yeah, there's not a big difference, but there's a slight speed up, but probably not worth your time if you would like to approach it this other way. But our winner is this one right here, the dot read. I did not point out what version of Python I'm using, so let me just point that out real quick. I'm using 3.10.8 is the version of Python I used for this experiment. Okay, so with that, we come to an end with this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.